Let's get into position for the incline lateral delt raise with the dumbbell and the stability ball. So what we're going to be doing is leaning on the ball with our torso. You want to have bent knees or one bent knee and one leg sticking out. As far as the ball, it's going to be supporting pretty much from your underarm to your hips. All right, so the idea with the ball and where you place it is that it's supposed to be supporting you so that holding the position is relatively easy. So say if I have it further out, then I'm almost kind of doing half of a side plank at the same time. That might be okay if you're up to that and it feels good, but you don't want the position to be so hard to hold that you can't focus on doing the movement of the lateral raise. And it is a very difficult way to do the lateral raise for the muscle. So you just want the position to be easy to hold, okay? So rest the side of your body on the ball, like I said, about underarm to hips. You're gonna bend your non-working arm here. The upper arm is on top of the ball, just resting there, kind of a little bit forward. You can rest your head in your hands. You wanna have like a neutral neck. Let me just put my dumbbell for a second. So the idea is you don't wanna have your neck all bent one way or the other during the movement, especially in when we're leaned over here. Our eyes naturally kind of wanna keep straight with the horizon, right? But in this case, we want to kind of keep the neck in line with where the torso is. So we are going to be at an angle, okay? So again, like I said here, you can either have both knees bent like this or one leg out. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't change like how the lateral delt muscle is working. It's just kind of what's most comfortable for you. I like doing it with my leg out because I don't know, it makes me feel like a ballet dancer or something. I feel super elegant when I do it like this, so, and it feels very stable as well. If you'll notice, I don't have a crease in my hips, so I'm not kind of bent here, so we got kind of nice straight torso. I'll show that to you from the side in a minute. And then from there, you want to pull the shoulder blades in and down the back, even in this supported position, especially the working arm, right? So not rounded in, pulled back. And your working arm here is just resting on the side of your body here, okay? Your thumb is facing forward. So my thumb is facing you, the camera. Your thumb should be facing me right now. And then to do the actual movement, think about elongating the arm as you rise it up as well. So we're going to stretch outward and up. And as far as how high you go, in line with the shoulder is just a little too high. So if you see my shoulder joint and then just follow that line with my body straight up, I think somewhere around like right there, right? That would be 90 degrees of shoulder abduction here. We're gonna go just to 70 to 80. So just a little bit lower, okay? So right in here. The movement is gonna feel the hardest actually kind of right in here when the dumbbell's parallel to the ground, and then it's gonna start feeling a little easier as you get above parallel. So that's why we don't need to go much higher than parallel, okay? All right, so things are in the way today, ladies. Hi, I'm Rizal. If you're a woman in your over 40s and almost 40s like myself, and you'd like to do some full-length workouts using these sorts of movements, I'd love to have you come over to my website, inspirefulwomen.com. I do all of the workouts in beautiful outdoor nature spots like this. We use chill music and we don't do tons of jumping around and intense stuff. So if that sounds like your jam, the sort of thing that you'd like, come on over to my website at inspirefulwomen.com. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do the movement. So stretch the arm out and up, raise to a little below shoulder height, and then lower. Now remember this part here at the beginning, this, and then right about here, ooh, it's gonna be the hardest. Then feel a little easier, and then slowly lower back down. Now, one other thing I want to point out here is that when I do this movement, I love it, by the way. You really feel it challenging your lateral deltoid in a different way, which is fun because I do the standing one a lot. But what I find is that sometimes I start feeling it more in the front of my shoulder instead of the side. And so one thing that can help you if you're finding that to be the case is to turn your thumb down just a little bit. So we're not like majorly turning it down, but if we turn the thumb down a little bit and continue to do the movement, that's gonna help position the lateral delt muscle here more on top, which means that's more the muscle working against gravity. It's kind of like whatever's working against gravity, that's the muscle working, right? With the dumbbell. So if you have that trouble, you can do that and kind of just point the dumbbell and your thumb down a little bit, okay? So now I'm going to show you from the side. One more thing I want to mention real quick is just with your body position here with your torso, you want to think about having yourself all in a straight line, just leaned over like this, right? So you don't want to kind of be like sagged into the ball like this. So just really think about kind of keeping everything, you know, balanced on each side, same length waist on each side, so we're not bent one way or the other. From the side now, what I want you to notice is the alignment of my body. You want to have your head, your shoulders, your hips, all stacked in a line. You know, if you're like this, you know, down to your knees in a line with neutral hips here, not a big crease in the hip, or with your toe out like that is fine. Think about pressing those shoulder blades down and back. And then also here, you'll notice where the dumbbell is at my side. As I lift up and do the movement, make sure that you are keeping your arm like really here to the side of your body versus kind of letting it gravitate, you know, forward. All right, that will help you make sure that you're getting the lateral delt, okay? So let me do a few for you now. That is how to do whatever this is that we just did. Thanks for being with me today, ladies. Once again, I'm Razel. If you're enjoying my style of teaching and you would like to get even more details, on my website at inspirefulwomen.com, I also go into, with each of these movements, mistakes to avoid, you know, common things, common form issues, as well as variations, ways to make the movement harder, ways to make it easier. If all of that sounds good to you and you'd also like to see full-length workouts using these movements, come on over to my website at inspirefulwomen.com.